my goodness. I was just joking. This is an hour long. So, guys, we're gonna pause and end the video at 30 minutes in. And then for part 2, at my voice crack. And then for part 2, and yeah. Let's just this. But hold on, how do you do my intro? Sorry. What is up, guys? It is your Lightning Blue Fury here, and welcome back to another reaction video. Today we are reacting to the life of Eren Jaeger, updated. Now, this does have spoilers, so if you haven't watched Attack on Titan, then you really should have. You really should now, or don't watch this video. And without further ado, let's just hurry and get into it.
This video was made in collaboration with the Attack on Titan wiki. For more information, check out the link in the description. The life of Eren Jaeger, Attack on Titan, updated. Eren Jaeger is a member of the Scout Regiment and the main protagonist of Attack on Titan. He's the only son of Grisha and Carla Jaeger, the adopted brother of Mikasa Ackerman, the younger paternal half-brother of Zeke Jaeger, and the current holder of the Attack Titan, Founding Titan, and the Warhammer Titan. Eren was born and raised in Shiganshina district, which is located on the southern edge of Wall Maria. He lived there until the year 845 when the Colossal and Armored Titans breached the wall, allowing a flood of Titans to invade and destroy the city. During the incident, Eren witnessed his mother being murdered and eaten by a Smiling Titan. This event is the reason Eren has an intense hatred towards the Titans, and he swore to wipe all of them off the face of the earth. Soon afterward, his father, Grisha Jaeger, found him and gave him the key to his basement, instructing Eren to find it at all costs and retake Wall Maria. He then injected Eren with a Titan injection. 2 years later, Eren, along with his adoptive sister Mikasa Ackerman and his best friend Armin Arlert, joined the 104th Cadet Corps. The three successfully graduate with Eren ranking as the 5th best cadet, and they joined the Scout Regiment following the struggle for Trost. After finding the basement and unlocking his father's memories, Eren learned about the truth of what the Titans are, as well as the history of Eldia and Marley. Eren then vowed to free his home from their true enemy, the rest of humanity that lives across the sea. Eren currently possesses the power of 3 Titans. From his father, Eren inherited the Attack and Founding Titan. After eating Lara Tiber during the raid on Liberio, he gained the Warhammer Titan as well. Welcome to the Amagi. In today's video, we're going over the life of Eren Jaeger. Before we begin, we publish a new video every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. The Amagi's reach stretches beyond just this channel, so if you're a fan of us, please consider subscribing to our other channels and following us on all of our social media accounts. Help us reach our goal of passing 100,000 followers on all of our accounts by the end of the year. And with that out of the way, let's get into our video. Background. Eren was born in Shiganshina district in the southern region of Wall Maria to Carla and Grisha Jaeger. He had a few friends, though his best friend was Armin Arlert, who he often defended from the neighborhood bullies. Armin inspired his passion to leave the walls and travel by showing him a hidden book about the outside world. He dreamed of joining the Scout Regiment as soon as he reached the enlistment age, in order to see the outside world. Because of this dream, Eren and Armin were regarded as heretics and harassed. When Eren was 9 years old, he saved Mikasa Ackerman from being sold into slavery by bandits. On a visit to the Ackermans' home, he and his father discovered both parents murdered and their daughter missing. Fearing the worst, Dr. Jaeger instructed Eren to wait at the foot of the mountain while he got the military police regiment to conduct a search. However, Eren, wanting to rescue the missing girl as soon as possible, managed to track the bandits' trail to a small cabin in the forest behind the house. Opening the door to the room where Mikasa was being held captive, he found her laying on the floor with 2 of the bandits keeping watch. Feigning distress and saying that he was lost, Eren got them to drop their guard. As one of them closed in to pat his head, Eren slit his throat with a knife he had hidden behind his back, and quickly ducked back out of the room. As the second man went after him with an axe, Eren charged at him with a makeshift spear, piercing him in the shoulder. Once he was down, Eren proceeded to stab him to death in a wild frenzy, while Mikasa looked on in horror. As Eren untied her in the aftermath, he was caught off guard by the 3rd bandit, who proceeded to strangle him. Mikasa picked up the knife Eren used, but balked at the thought of using it to kill someone. Eren urged her to fight back, warning her that they would both be killed if she did nothing. As Eren began to lose consciousness, Mikasa finally lost all inhibition and lunged at their attacker, stabbing him through the heart and killing him instantly. When Dr. Jaeger eventually returned with the police in tow, he took Eren aside and scolded him angrily for his reckless behavior. While Eren was genuinely sorry for upsetting his father, he expressed no remorse whatsoever for killing the bandits. When Mikasa remarked that she was cold, Eren gave her a scarf from his own neck, and when Dr. Jaeger invited Mikasa to live with her family from then on, Eren accepted her with no hesitation, tugging on her sleeve and shyly
buy
insisting that they return home.
Fudge.
The Fall of Shiganshina arc. After waking up from a nightmare interrupted by Mikasa, they stroll through the city and Eren expresses anger at being kept like cattle within the walls, revealing his intentions in joining the scout regiment. Mikasa scolds him, not taking his words seriously, and later reveals what he said to their parents. Carla is shocked and angered, saying she will not let him join the scouts due to their high mortality rate. She begs Grisha to talk some sense into Eren, but Grisha ignores her objections and instead announces that he'll be leaving for a few days on a trip and that when he comes back, he'll show Eren what he had hidden inside the basement of their home. Enthralled, Eren joins his mother and Mikasa in waving him off. Carla reminds him that she will not allow him to join the scout regiment, and they exchange a heated argument before he runs off. Eren and Mikasa scare off bullies harassing their neighborhood friend, Armin Arlert. Eren offers Armin a hand, but Armin rejects, expressing discontent with his abilities to protect himself and admits he's weak. The three stroll through Shiganshina and settle by the riverbank, where Eren reveals his intentions of joining the scout regiment to Armin. Suddenly, lightning strikes and an earthquake breaks out. The three gather at the center of the district with other civilians, where they all gawk in horror at the sight of a titan larger than Wall Maria. The titan kicks a hole through Wall Maria's gate, sending massive pieces of debris throughout the town. Eren and Mikasa hurry home as titans begin entering the district, arriving to find their house crushed by a large rock and his mother trapped beneath the rubble. She says that the rubble crushed her legs and she can't move, but Eren insists that he'll carry her to safety. As they argue, a titan begins approaching the collapsed house. A garrison member, Hannes, arrives, and Carla begs that he takes the kids and runs. Hannes rushes to kill the titan and save Carla, but quickly changes his mind and takes Eren and Mikasa away.
He said,
as
"Oh
Hannes
heck
carries
no,
the two on
I'm
his shoulders
turning
and
around,
retreats,
bye!"
Eren witnesses as the titan eats his mother. As the evacuation of Shiganshina is underway, Eren, Mikasa, and Hannes arrive in an alley, and Eren starts attacking Hannes with leaving his mother. Hannes says that the reason Eren couldn't save her was that even though he had the courage, he lacked the strength, and Hannes himself lacked the courage even though he had the strength. Hannes leaves Eren and Mikasa on the boat, leaving the Titan-infested city. There, Eren and Mikasa witness an armored Titan destroy the back gate of Shiganshina. Eren, Armin, and Mikasa are forced to depart on a boat as Eren realizes that he can never return home, and vows to kill every Titan in existence. After the fall of Wall Maria, Grisha finds Eren and takes him into a nearby forest. Grisha instructs Eren to retake Wall Maria and gives him the key to the basement, before giving him a Titan injection that turns him into a pure Titan. Eren instinctively eats his father, granting him the power of the Titans. Humanity's comeback arc. After the fall of Wall Maria, Eren, Mikasa, and Armin briefly stay in a landfill working on a farm before reaching the proper age to enroll in the military. After these 2 years, they begin their first day on the training grounds in the 104th Cadet Corps, as Commandant Keith Shaddis grills the fresh recruits as part of their rite of passage. Eren restores his vow to kill all Titans, and that next time around, they will be the ones who will be devoured. Before training, Eren draws a crowd of cadets at dinner time, describing the fall of Wall Maria to them. He becomes sick as he remembers his mother being eaten, but when questioned, attributes it to eagerness to begin his training and join the scouts. Jean Kirstein interrupts Eren and mocks his decision, nearly leading to a fight between them. The bell signaling the end of dinner rings, breaking the tension, and the two drop their disagreement with each other. The next day, the cadets begin practicing with omnidirectional mobility gear. Eren utterly fails to keep himself steady and takes extra tutoring from Armin and Mikasa. He knocks himself out at dinner, and other cadets mock his performance. Back at the dorm, Connie and Jean don't offer any suggestions, and Eren visits Rainer Braun and Bertolt Hoover for help. Although they're reluctant at first, the group bonds over their similar experiences during the fall of Wall Maria. The three exchange tips and depart as friends. Shaddis gives Eren one last chance to pass his ODM test before he'll be shipped out to the landfills. At first, it appears Eren can maintain his balance, but Eren quickly loses control and falls over. Shaddis has Eren switch equipment with Thomas Wagner, and Eren finds that he's able to easily balance himself, and Shaddis reveals that the equipment he had been training with was defective. During hand-to-hand combat training, Eren admits to Reiner that he finds it unnecessary, claiming that it would be much wiser to run away when attacked by another human than engage them. Reiner reprimands him for his attitude and points Eren to Annie, who's also slacking off. Egged on by Reiner, Eren tries to attack Annie with his mock knife to punish her for slacking off and is quickly disarmed by her unconventional fighting style. She makes short work of Reiner and Eren, and enthralled by Annie's proficiency, asks to know who trained her. He's taken aback when she begins to lecture him on the military's flaws, pointing out that it awards its most talented cadets with positions far away from the Titans, where their skills would be most useful. Annie's words continue to bother Eren, who becomes annoyed at the idea of cadets trying to improve their skills just to stay away from the Titans. Eren confronts Jean for possessing such a mentality, which leads to a physical altercation between the two. Eren easily ends the fight by replicating Annie's moves and proceeds to lecture Jean for slacking off during his training. The graduation of the cadets draws closer until Eren finally graduates in the top 10 of the 104th Cadet Corps. The struggle for Trostark. When the newly graduated recruits of the 104th are assigned to clean the cannons on top of Wall Rose, the colossal Titan appears for the first time in 5 years. Eren faces the Titan alone, but despite getting close enough to the Titan to nearly slice the nape of its neck, it vanishes into thin air after kicking down Trost's outer gate and dismantling the cannons atop the wall. In response to the crisis, the new recruits are split into squads in charge of defending different parts of the city. Despite their nerves, Eren's squad enters the battle in high spirits, viewing the upcoming battle as an opportunity to prove their mettle as soldiers before they enter the scouts. However, things immediately take a turn for the worst when Thomas Wagner is devoured. Enraged, Eren tries to kill the Titan only to be incapacitated by a second Titan biting off his leg. Eren regains consciousness just in time to save Armin from being eaten, being swallowed himself in the process. In the stomach of the Titan, Eren comes across the dead or dying soldiers who were devoured by the Titan. As he remembers his goal to kill every last Titan alive, his anguish triggers his first transformation into his attack Titan form. Across the dead or dying soldiers who were devoured by the Titan. As he remembers his goal to kill every last Titan alive, his anguish triggers his first transformation into his attack Titan form. Bursting out of the Titan that devoured him, Eren proceeds to wreak havoc on all of the Titans he finds. In the process, he unknowingly saves Mikasa's life from another Titan, and is baited by Armin, Connie, and Mikasa to help fend off a procession of Titans from a storage headquarters for the compressed gas used to power their ODM gear. Eventually, Eren appears to run out of energy and begins to be overwhelmed by the Titans. The sight of the Titan that killed Thomas proves to be enough to drive Eren to throw off the Titans holding him down and kill the Titan, biting its nape off. As soon as the massacre is over, Eren falls to the ground and his human form emerges from the back of his Titan form's neck, to the shock of all the onlookers. He's retrieved by an overwhelmed Mikasa. When he regains consciousness, Eren finds himself cornered with Armin and Mikasa by a hostile military force which has decided to execute him as a possible threat due to his powers. Due to his hazy memory of what happened during the battle, Eren's unable to answer their questions satisfactorily, and they fire a cannon at him and his friends. Eren instinctively grabs onto his two friends and bites into his own hand, partially transforming into a Titan and blocking the cannonball with the Titan's hand. While the cannon's being reloaded, Eren reveals to Mikasa and Armin that he intends to use his power to go over the wall and try to reach his father's basement on his own. Mikasa and Armin both protest the decision, and Eren tells them that he'll stay behind if Armin can convince the amassed soldiers not to kill him. Armin's plea falls on deaf ears among the soldiers who have cornered them, but the trio is saved by the arrival of Commander Dot Pixis, who intervenes on their behalf. Pixis takes the three to the top of Wall Rose and questions Eren personally. Eren's answer satisfies Pixis, and the man calls his subordinates to help devise a plan to retake Trost with Eren's powers. A plan is made for Eren to use his Titan form to reseal Trost's gate with a boulder that's in the middle of the district. Upon his transformation to execute the plan, Eren loses control and attacks Mikasa before inadvertently rendering himself unconscious. When his body fails to regenerate, the mission is declared a failure. Armin arrives on the scene and convinces Mikasa to go help fend off the Titans while he tries to get through to Eren. Armin manages to rouse Eren slightly by stabbing into his Titan's nape and piercing his human body. Armin manages to bring Eren back by reminding him of their desire to see the world together, causing Eren to remember how he wanted to join the Scout Regiment and destroy all the Titans. Eren moves the stone and is able to plug the hole in the wall. His strength expended, Eren emerges from his Titan and his group is attacked from behind by two Titans. They're saved by the timely arrival of Captain Levi, who has arrived ahead of the returning Scout Regiment. Eve of the counterattack arc. After the events of Trost, Eren is placed in the custody of the military police and kept chained in a dungeon prison cell in the royal capital beneath a courtroom. While he's there, he's paid a visit by Commander Erwin Smith and Captain Levi. Upon hearing his motive to kill Titans, Levi says he'll accept him into the Scout Regiment. Eren is left there for some time before being escorted by Scout Regiment members to the courtroom where he was tried, with Premier Dallas Zachary proceeding over events. During his trial, the military police and Order of the Walls call for his dissection and execution, while the Scout Regiment argues in favor of using his power to their advantage in scouting missions. After an outburst by Eren, Levi savagely beats him to prove that Eren will not pose a threat to him. It's decided that his fate will be decided after a test mission with the Scout Regiment. Afterward, Erwin thanks him for his cooperation. After joining the Scout Regiment, Eren is assigned to Levi's Special Operations Squad and sent to an abandoned castle which had formerly served as the base of operations for the Scout Regiment. While there, he's tasked with cleaning duty by Levi while also helping squad leader Hanji Zoe with her Titan experiments. During one of the experiments with his Titan abilities, Eren is lowered into a well before being told to transform into a Titan, in case he loses control. However, Eren is unable to activate his Titan abilities. He's eventually brought back to the surface and have his wounds tended to by Levi's squad, who express their relief at his inability to turn into a Titan. However, whilst bending over to pick up a dropped spoon with his injured hand, Eren accidentally triggers his Titan ability in a partial transformation, creating a Titan hand in a small explosion. Levi's squad surrounds Eren, demanding that he prove he's not a threat to them, and the situation has to be defused by Levi and Hanji. After the incident, with the help of Hanji's deductions, Eren learns that a Titan transformation requires him to have a clear goal in mind in addition to self-injury. While he's with Levi's squad, Eren meets some of his classmates from the 104th Cadet Corps who have opted in to join the Scout Regiment. Eren's surprised to see Jean among them and is given a lecture by Jean about his responsibilities to humanity. The 57th Exterior Scouting Mission Arc. After a month of training, Eren and the Scout Regiment embark on the 57th Exterior Scouting Mission. After leaving the safety of the walls, the scouts assume the long-distance enemy scouting formation with Eren positioned at the center of the formation where it's the safest. It soon becomes apparent to Eren that something is going wrong with the expedition as his squad receives the news of the decimation of the right wing of the formation and notice black flares, despite the fact that they're in the safest position in the formation. Soon after, the scouts head towards a forest of giant trees. The central column of the scouting force, including Eren and Levi's squad, are told to enter the forest, while the rest of the soldiers were to stand guard at the perimeter of the forest to prevent any Titans from entering. Soon after entering the forest, Squad Levi is set upon by a seemingly intelligent female Titan who is able to dispatch pursuing soldiers with ease. Seeing the soldiers perish one by one, Eren is tempted to use his Titan power to fight the female Titan. Levi allows this choice, but recalling Levi and his squad's trust in him when he accidentally used his Titan powers, Eren decides to trust in his team instead. As the female Titan is inches away from grabbing Eren, it's ambushed by a trap set by the scouts. Eren and the rest of his team, excluding Levi, ride out of the forest firm in the belief that the Titan was captured and her human self apprehended. This is proved false as the unidentifiable human form of the female Titan kills Gunther before retransforming into a Titan. The remaining 3 team members tell Eren to go on while they attack the female Titan. Eren expressed his desire to stay and fight with them, but again is convinced otherwise and begins to retreat. Although the 3 soldiers managed to blind the female Titan and cripple her arms, they were caught off guard when the female Titan regenerates an eye much faster than they had expected, resulting in their deaths. Upon seeing this, Eren, filled with regret, finally transforms into a Titan and engages the female Titan. Even though he initially had the upper hand against the crippled female Titan, Eren quickly spends all of his energy and ultimately loses the fight. Mikasa pursues the female Titan as it flees with Eren and is able to save him with Levi's help. The Scout Regiment returns to Wall Rose in defeat, with the failure of the mission to capture the female Titan and the loss of the lives of many soldiers. Due to the mission's failure, Eren is ordered to be handed over to the military in Wall Shina. Assault on Stohess Arc. Before Eren can be handed over to the military, who Armin has deduced to be Annie Leonhardt, Eren is initially shocked and angry at the accusation, refusing to believe that such a betrayal by one of his fellow cadets is possible. However, after Mikasa tells him to think back when he was fighting against the female Titan in the forest, he realizes that the fighting style the female Titan exhibited was exactly the same as Annie's, forcing him to come to terms with Annie's betrayal. He agrees to participate in the plan to capture her.
That was an accident.
After
Bad,
Armin
guys.
convinces Annie to join them in escorting Eren out of the city, they lead her to the entrance to an underground tunnel where she refuses to continue following them. Despite Eren's continued pleas for her to join them and prove her innocence, Annie transforms and he, Mikasa, and Armin are forced into the underground tunnel to escape from her Titan. As per the plan, Eren tries to transform, but can't because of his disbelief at Annie's betrayal. As the Scout Regiment tries in vain to capture the female Titan, Eren is reminded of the lives Annie took as a female Titan, as well as his vow to exterminate the Titans, allowing him to finally overcome his inhibitions, transform into his Titan form, and engage the female Titan for the second time. Even though Eren is in better control of his Titan and is equipped with knowledge of his opponent this time round, He's ultimately no match for Annie's superior fighting technique and hardening ability. He manages to throw Annie into some buildings, but gets his right leg taken off by a hardened kick from Annie, who proceeds to slam him into a building and pummel his head repeatedly with her hardened fist. Unexpectedly, Annie stops her assault on Eren and flees towards the wall, giving him the opportunity to drive himself into a rage, chasing after the female Titan. She's able to kick him aside and attempt to climb up the wall with her hardened fingers, but Eren grabs hold of one of her legs. He's kicked off by Annie, but Mikasa slices her Titan's fingers off, causing her to fall back to the ground where Eren can restrain her. He tears her head off and bites her nape clean off her body, exposing Annie's human form inside. However, upon seeing Annie crying, Eren stops himself. This gives Annie a chance to use her hardening ability, encasing herself in a crystal, which causes her Titan body to start merging with Eren as well. Eren is saved by Levi, who cuts him out of his Titan before he can be encased. Sometime later, Eren wakes up in his bed, having recovered from his injuries. He's aware of Annie being frozen, with Jean confirming that they got nothing from the operation. Unexpectedly, Armin states that Eren is the one who let that happen. After a short hesitation, Eren confirms that upon seeing Annie, he couldn't move. After Armin and Jean leave, Eren confides to Mikasa about his feelings during the battle. Mikasa expresses herself to be happy that he returned alive. Clash of the Titans
Of course.
When Wall Rose is supposedly breached, Eren is among one of the teams within the area to survey the wall for the breach. While en route to Ermich District, Eren is appalled to learn that Pastor Nick helped keep the Colossal Titans inside the walls a secret and begs him to tell them anything else he might know. Nick proves to be tight-lipped, and Hanji instead decides to inform Eren of their plan to try to replicate the female Titan's hardening ability in Eren so that he can use his own Titan's body to seal Wall Rose. After learning from Nick that Crystal Lens will be able to divulge more secrets about the walls, Eren accompanies Hanji's squad to Utgard Castle to save the soldiers trapped there. The squad arrives just in time to save their comrades, excluding the members of Squad Mike who have already died. During the rescue, Eren kills his first Titan while in human form, but is scolded for breaking cover and endangering himself. In the aftermath, Eren is among the soldiers on top of the wall recovering from the ordeal at Utgard. He questions Ymir's condition and gives Reiner a hand up the wall as Historia explains her true parentage. Helping Armin up as well, Eren checks on Reiner after hearing about how his arm was injured in Utgard Castle. This, along with the moment he was almost killed by the female Titan, causes Reiner to comment that he doesn't expect to live much longer and that they should keep fighting until the breach in Wall Maria is covered. Berthold reassures Reiner that they don't have to wait much longer and can return home soon. Hannes arrives with news that there's no hole or breach in the wall, confusing everyone and prompting Eren to question if Hannes is drunk. As Hanji orders them to stay on standby in Trust District, Reiner wishes to speak with Eren in private. Reiner reveals that he and Berthold are the Armored and Colossal Titans respectively, and tells Eren that they'll cease their attack on the walls if Eren returns to their homeland with them. Eren recalls Hanji inquiring about Reiner and Berthold potentially being accomplices to Annie, and tries to persuade Reiner that he's tired and simply not thinking straight. In response to Eren's disbelief, Reiner removes the bandage on his arm and reveals that his wounds are regenerating. Mikasa attempts to intervene and protect Eren, but Reiner and Berthold transform into their Titan forms and attack. Reiner grabs Eren while Berthold kidnaps Ymir, and Eren, disgusted by his former friends, transforms himself. Eren and Reiner grapple with one another while Hanji's squad attempts to take Berthold down. Eren grows increasingly angry as he remembers all of the pain Reiner and Berthold have inflicted, but he's unable to do any damage to Reiner with brute force due to the latter's armor. Instead, he opts to use Annie's fighting techniques, grappling with Reiner until he locks his foe in a submission hold. As Eren holds Reiner, he focuses pressure on one of Reiner's arms, breaking the armor around the joints and tearing the arm off completely. With Reiner crippled, Eren falls back to the wall where Hanji orders him to find a way to destroy Reiner's legs so that he can flee without being pursued. Eren is caught off guard by Reiner attacking him head-on, but he manages to lock Reiner in another submission hold. As Mikasa slashes Reiner's legs, Eren begins applying pressure to his nape, causing its armor to crack. However, before he can break Reiner out of his Titan, Reiner begins roaring, causing Berthold's Titan to roll off the top of the wall, landing atop both of them. Eren and Ymir are taken to the forest of giant trees by Reiner and Berthold. He attempts to transform into his Titan form in spite of losing his arms, but Ymir tells him his body is already expending too much energy to transform. While she questions Reiner and Berthold about the Beast Titan thereafter, Eren broods in silence as Reiner reveals that humanity has no hope in fighting against the Titans. He and Berthold offer both him and Ymir a chance to join them in order to protect their loved ones. Eren furiously refuses and blames both Reiner and Berthold for causing the hardship he's had to endure. Eren continues to violently resist his captors, causing Reiner to knock him out. His unconscious form is strapped to Berthold's back to be carried. Eren awakens in the midst of an attempt by the scouts to rescue him and immediately begins resisting his captors again. In an attempt to free himself from pure titans which have begun to attack him, Reiner is forced to stop using his hands to cover Eren and Berthold, exposing them and giving Mikasa the opportunity to attack Berthold. As she rushes forward, Berthold dodges and Eren tries in vain to warn Mikasa of a titan behind her. Armin distracts Berthold, giving Erwin enough time to cut Eren free from his captors. Mikasa then grabs him before landing on their horses. As they flee, a large titan is sent flying and creates a large explosion of dust. This causes some soldiers to fall off their horses, including Eren and Mikasa. As the two pick themselves up, they're horrified to see the titan which ate Carla approaching them. Hannes steps forward to protect Eren and Mikasa. While he distracts the titan, Eren shouts for Mikasa to free him, believing that he's the only one who can stop this now. But when he tries to transform into a titan, nothing happens because he's still recovering from his injuries. He's devastated when Hannes gets eaten, devastated at the thought that nothing has changed from when he was 10 and was powerless to save either his mother or Hannes. Mikasa attempts to reassure him, telling Eren that she wants to thank him for teaching her how to live, and for wrapping his scarf around her which she wears. Filled with newfound conviction, Eren vows to Mikasa that he'll wrap the scarf around her as many times as he needs to. In a desperate attempt, Eren punches the smiling titan in the hand as it reaches for him. Eren screams and another titan attacks the smiling titan. Elsewhere around them, the titans that were fighting the soldiers turn and start running to the smiling titan, surrounding and devouring it. Eren takes advantage of the situation and flees, carrying Mikasa on his back. When Reiner and Berthold pursue him, he screams again, and the titans turn to attack him. Eren escapes with the rest of the surviving soldiers and they return to Trost district, where he learns that the scout regiment lost more than half its veteran soldiers in rescuing him. No casualties were incurred on the way back, and Armin and Jean theorize that it's because Eren was somehow able to control the Titans. Eren resolves to learn how to control the Titans, seal Wall Maria, and make Reiner pay as a way to atone for all the lives lost. The Uprising Arc. Sometime afterward, Eren and Historia are sent away with the new squad Levi to be safeguarded in an isolated cabin in the forest. Eren frantically attempts to clean their hideout before Levi's arrival, scolding Jean for the lackluster cleaning on his part. When Levi arrives, he's dissatisfied with their cleaning, much to Eren's dismay. Holding off on the discussion for later, Levi takes his squad out to assist in Hanji's experiments on Eren's Titan abilities. Eren participates in Hanji's experiments without much success. He fails to show any signs of hardening, and upon a later transformation, collapses in a smaller, malformed Titan body. Hanji and Mikasa remove Eren from his Titan and notices his disfigured face from when he had begun fusing to the body. After spending a whole day resting, Eren comes into the kitchen of the cabin and expresses disappointment that the plan to repair the wall had been shelved because of him. Soon after, Historia tells him that it must be nice to have a goal in mind, even if it's difficult to achieve, whereas she has no idea what she wants now that Emir's gone. Eren's glad that Historia had started speaking again, but she apologizes that the good girl Krista that everyone knew is gone. Eren admits that he never liked her previous self, finding it forced and unnatural. He prefers her now that she's a normal, honest girl. As he also remembers Emir, a memory of her talking to Berthold comes back to him. After hearing of Pastor Nick's murder, Levi reads a message from Erwin and orders everybody out of the cabin. Outside, Levi reveals that the government is freezing all Scout Regiment activity outside the walls and demanding custody of Eren and Historia. Before heading to Trost, Eren hands Hanji a message detailing the conversation he had remembered between Emir and Berthold. Eren rides alongside Historia in an enclosed wagon driven by Keiji, while Levi runs a decoy strategy with Jean and Armin posing as the two. The wagon's attacked by members of the military police, who manage to tear the roof from the wagon using their mobility gear. Eren picks up a musket to fire on the attackers, but is tranquilized alongside Historia. Despite an effort from Squad Levi to recover them, the two are ultimately kidnapped successfully. Eren awakens in a large crystalline cavern, gagged and restrained by chains atop a raised platform. As he struggles to break free, he spots Historia approaching below him. He's glad to see she's safe, and Historia assures him that her father has been misunderstood, having only acted in ways that are beneficial for humanity. Eren finds the cavern they're in familiar, and Rod suggests that he and Historia lay their hands on Eren's back to help him remember. When they do, Eren begins seeing his father Grisha's memories and is stunned to learn that he ate his own father. Once the three of them are alone, Rod opens a satchel and reveals a syringe, which Eren recognizes as the same kind his father had used on him. Rod explains that the Founding Titan's power can only be fully utilized by a member of the Ray's family. Kenny, overhearing Rod's words as he returns, is distraught to learn he won't be able to use Frida's power if he devours Eren. Intending to force Eren and Historia to battle each other over possession of Frida's power, Kenny cuts open Eren's forehead so that he'll be able to transform before retreating to a safe distance. However, Eren refuses to transform. Heartbroken to learn that Frida could have put an end to the Titans and prevented so many of the deaths that had occurred since the fall of Wall Maria, Eren begs Historia to eat him so that she can use the power that his father stole to save humanity. Moved by Eren's words, Historia incapacitates her father and begins freeing Eren from the restraints that still hold him, to Eren's shock and despair. As Rod transforms himself into a Titan, Eren begs Historia to allow her father to eat him. Historia refuses, explaining that even if she's an enemy to humanity, she's still Eren's friend. She's blown back by the winds created from Rod's transformation, but Levi and his squad arrive in time to save her and get the keys to Eren's chains. The ceiling begins caving in due to the sheer size of Rod's Titan, and the squad's escape is blocked. Eren realizes that everyone with him is going to die. As the squad considers ways to escape, Eren apologizes for being useless, and Levi tells him that he has a choice to make. Spurred by Levi's words, Eren grabs a bottle labeled armor that had fallen out of Rod's satchel and bites into it. After transforming into a Titan, Eren is able to harden it and reinforce the structural integrity of the cavern around it. The squad climbs out of the ruined cavern and regroups to chase after Rod, who has become an abnormal Titan twice the size of the Colossal Titan. Eren still considers being eaten by Rod to save humanity, but Historia argues that the Race family has already tried undoing the brainwashing, and once Rod has the Founding Titan's power, he can alter everyone's memories so they have no interest in restraining him. Historia argues that taking away the Race family's ability to alter memories was the only way to save humanity, prompting Eren to remember his father's words from right before he injected him. His father asked him to learn to control this power to save Mikasa, Armin, and everyone else. They meet up with Erwin and his forces, and the scouts all proceed to Orvud district to intercept Rod's Titan. While en route, Eren screams at Rod and punches the air in a vain attempt to activate the Founding Titan and control the giant Titan the same way he had controlled the other pure Titans. Eren helps the scouts stack barrels of gunpowder together on a net of rope. He watches Historia stand up to Erwin and admires how strong she's become compared to him. Feeling melancholy that humanity has to depend on someone like him, he spots children in Orvud who remind him of himself as a child and thinks back to when the Colossal Titan first appeared. Armin tells him that it'll be different from before, because this time, the soldiers on the wall can fight back. Eren punches himself to try beating out his feelings of uselessness. When Rod's Titan arrives and pulls itself up to the wall, Eren transforms into his Titan form. He takes the net stuffed with barrels and shoves it into the open mouth of the Titan, which is hot enough to make the gunpowder ignite. This causes the Titan's head and neck to explode and enables the scouts to attack the flying chunks of meat in hope of destroying the nape. After Historia is crowned as the new queen, Eren tries to talk her down as she goes to punch Levi. Historia refuses to back down and punches Levi, but Eren and his comrades are all surprised when Levi reacts by smiling and thanking them. 2 months after Historia becomes queen, Eren and the other members of the 104th volunteer at an orphanage that she started. As Eren helps Historia, she asks about the progress of his hardening experiments. Eren says they're going well, but wants to speed up the training before Reiner and Berthold come back. She asks what he would do if they meet up again, and Eren says he'll have to kill them. Eren compliments Historia for the work she's done, prompting Mikasa to abruptly interrupt the conversation and take Eren's load away from him. Thanks to Eren's hardening experiments, a Titan guillotine is developed, giving soldiers a reusable weapon to safely kill Titans without risking their lives. However, creating the materials for one puts a strain on Eren's body. As Eren and his friends eat dinner in the mess hall, Eren recalls Ymir's claim that her life was like a nightmare when she was a Titan outside of the walls. He wonders if there was a time when he was like that too, but all he remembers is what his father saw when Eren ate him. Jean jokes that a headbutt from the Commandant would bring the memory back, and Eren realizes that the man his father had seen before his death was Commandant Keith Shadis. The next morning, Eren, Armin, Mikasa, Jean, Levi, Hanji, and Sasha visit Keith. Eren asks him to tell them all that he knows, and Keith tells him how he met Grisha and everything he knows about him. Keith confesses that he's nothing more than a bystander, and that he has no power to change things. The day before the operation to retake Wall Maria, the soldiers have a feast and celebration. As Eren and Connie restrain Sasha to keep her from eating everything, the two reflect on how much things have changed in 3 months since the Battle of Trost. Jean starts a fight with Eren by insulting him, and their fight is eventually stopped by Levi. After the fight, Eren, Armin, and Mikasa have a conversation about their future. They talk about how strong and weak people need to combine their abilities in order to succeed. After mistaking a garrison soldier with Hannes, Mikasa wonders if they'll be able to go back to easier times when they retake Wall Maria. Eren answers that it may not be possible, but that's the reason why they must make them pay. The next morning, the soldiers are ready to depart on their mission. They become very surprised when they see the civilians cheering them. Finally, Erwin orders the start of the operation, and Eren travels towards Shiganshina along with Squad Levi. Return to Shiganshina arc. While traveling on foot under the cover of night, Eren apologizes to Mikasa, who is escorting his horse in addition to her own, but he insists that he save his energy so that he can seal Wall Maria. Eren is surprised to find himself shaking in anticipation. He insists that he's just shaking from the cold, but Armin reassures him that it's normal to feel scared of the Titans and reminds Eren of when he was nearly eaten during the battle for Trost. Eren reveals that he sacrificed himself to save Armin that day because he had remembered the first time Armin told him about the outside world, which had caused him to realize just how much the Titans had taken from the humans. Arriving in Shiganshina, the scouts quickly scale Wall Maria with their ODM gear. Soaring over Wall Maria, Eren transforms into his Titan form and uses his hardening abilities to seal its hole. Mikasa retrieves him and carries him back to the top of the wall. While going to meet up with the rest of the scouts, Hanji orders Eren's squad to take up positions along the top of the wall after observing a signal flare fired by Erwin. To Eren's shock, Reiner emerges from the inside of the wall and kills a scout before being attacked by Levi. As Reiner transforms into his Titan form, Eren is surprised again by the sudden appearance of an army of Titans on the outskirts of Shiganshina, with the Beast Titan leading them. On Erwin's orders, Eren descends into Shiganshina where he changes into his Titan form and acts as bait to draw Reiner's attention. After leading Reiner away from Wall Maria, Eren begins to engage him, using his new hardening abilities to cover his fists in armor. Although he initially has the upper hand against Reiner, Eren is momentarily overpowered and pinned to the ground. He manages to regain control of the fight and throw Reiner off of him and into an area where Hanji's squad can attack.
Get off of me,
As Eren watches, Hanji's squad blinds Reiner with their thunder spears before blowing open his Titan form's nape and apparently killing him. After being informed that Berthold is approaching, Hanji orders Eren and his comrades to retreat from Reiner's immediate vicinity to avoid the blast from Berthold's transformation. After Armin fails to negotiate with Berthold, Berthold transforms into his Titan form and Eren uses his Titan form to shield his comrades from the blast. Armin gives control of the squad to Jean, and Eren begins to retreat from Berthold's position on Jean's orders, using a nearby building to keep himself hidden. Eren attempts to draw Berthold's attention away from Wall Maria and the remaining scouts. Berthold ignores him, and Eren and his comrades are left with no choice but to engage him. As his comrades flank Berthold, Eren grabs one of Berthold's legs and attempts to push him back. Berthold simply kicks Eren into the side of Wall Maria, leaving him incapacitated. After Armin wakes him up, Eren reluctantly goes along with Armin's plan, pretending to fall down to the ground and become immobile in front of the North Gate, while Armin pretends to act shocked. Escaping his Titan form after hardening it, Eren then grapples onto the nape of the Colossal Titan, slices it open, and yanks Berthold out. Once Berthold is incapacitated, Eren finds Armin's charred body. Eren laments that he couldn't prevent Armin from being killed. He notices Zeke closing in on him and threatens to kill Berthold if Zeke comes any closer. To Eren's shock, Zeke claims that he's been enslaved by his father Grisha's ideology and promises to save him. Before Eren can question him, Zeke retreats as Levi arrives. Noticing that Armin is still breathing, Eren begs Levi to use the Titan serum on him. Levi initially agrees before deciding to give it to Erwin upon learning that the commander is still alive. He tries reminding Levi of all that Armin accomplished as reasons that he should be spared. Levi ultimately chooses Armin. As Armin returns to his human form after devouring Berthold, Eren and the 104th reunite with him. When Armin wakes up, Eren explains what had transpired to him, including Berthold's death. He, Hanji, Levi, and Mikasa make their way to his basement. However, they discover that the key Grisha has given him doesn't fit the lock. Levi kicks down the door and they enter an office. It seems to be nondescript until Mikasa finds a keyhole in Grisha's desk. Eren tries the key on it and it opens to reveal a drawer that appears to be empty. They find a false bottom in the drawer and underneath it are preserved books. Eren, with Mikasa, opens one of them and finds a picture of a family. On the back of it is a message from Grisha and he explains that the picture is called a photograph and that humanity hasn't perished. Upon returning victorious to the walls, Eren and Mikasa are placed in detention for disobeying orders from Levi and Hanji. While serving his sentence, he helps Armin verify the contents of Grisha's books regarding the outside world and the true nature of the Titans by comparing them with his memories that Grisha passed down to him. During one of his nightmares, he's startled awake with the realization that Dinah, Grisha's first wife, was the Smiling Titan who had devoured his mother. After spending a short time in detention, Eren and Mikasa were released by Levi and Hanji 10 days earlier, who informed them that their punishment was only to set an example to the public and that their help is needed to chart a new course for the Scout Regiment after their losses at Shiganshina and in light of the new revelations about the outside world. Eren and the survivors attend a meeting with the rest of the military, including the Queen, to discuss the results of the expedition to Shiganshina and the information about the outside world recovered from Grisha's books. During the meeting, Eren comes to the sudden realization that the reason he was able to activate the Founding Titan's powers in the past was because he had physical contact with Dinah Fritz, a member of the royal family. Eren chooses to withhold the revelation, reasoning that it's not the proper occasion to discuss such a controversial idea, especially if it involves having Historia turn into a Titan so he can control the Founding Titan. The surviving scouts later attend a ceremony to be commemorated with medals for their bravery and success in Shiganshina. Before the ceremony begins, Floch confronts Armin about the decision to save him over Erwin, angering Eren. An argument begins, but before it can escalate, it was broken apart by Jean. Armin, agreeing with Floch's argument, is comforted by Eren, who reminds Armin of his dream to see the ocean. Eren contemplates the findings of the basement whilst receiving his medal from Historia. When kissing her hand, he receives a memory from his father, desperately trying to reason with Frida Reese as she becomes possessed by the First King's will. In roughly a year, the Titan guillotine vanquishes all Titans within Wall Maria. Shiganshina district is repopulated, and the Scout Regiment holds its first expedition beyond the walls in 6 years. The Scouts encounter a deformed Titan, which had been crawling towards the wall, and Eren identifies the Titan as a former compatriot. The Scouts follow the deformed Titan's trail until they reach the edge of Parody Island.
Do you guys think it's pointless that we're just going a specific time? I mean, we're already almost done with it, so I guess we can just continue it.
Regiment go down to the beachfront, dismounting their horse and taking off their boots. Eren agrees with an overjoyed Armin that the ocean is big, but solemnly notes that the other side of the ocean doesn't hold freedom as he used to believe. Enemies exist on the other side of the ocean, and Eren wonders if killing everybody across the ocean will bring the people of the walls freedom. Marley Arc. In the year 851, Eren works with Hanji Zoe and the Scouts to prepare for Marleyan action against Parody Island. Eventually, the first scouting ships arrive and Eren uses his Titan form to pick it up and beach it on the shoreline. At a meeting between members of the Eldian military, Eren supports the plan made by Zeke Jaeger and reveals the encounter with Dinah Fritz that caused him to activate the powers of the Founding Titan. He explains to Hanji and Levi that he stayed quiet so that Historia Race's life would not be threatened. Over the next 3 years, Marley sends a total of 32 scouting ships to Parody Island, all of which are destroyed by Eren and Armin. While at a shooting range, Eren asks Armin if he's seen anything from Berthold's memories that could help them. Armin ponders if it's possible for Parody Island and Marley to resolve their misunderstandings diplomatically, but Eren brushes him off. Arguing that everyone still sees them as devils, he reaffirms his position that Parody must strike the first blow in order to buy the island time. Eren later attends a meeting between Kiyomi Azumabito from the nation of Hizuru and the heads of Parody on forming an alliance. When Kiyomi Azumabito presents Zeke's plan to use the Founder to partially rumble the outside world as a warning and pass the Titan on to Historia and her offspring so that they can continue to use it as leverage for the foreseeable future, Eren adamantly rejects it. In 853, while helping his friends build the train line, Eren is left crestfallen when Hanji and Levi arrive with news that Hizuru has been unable to find additional allies for them. As the group returns home after finishing their work, Eren reminds his friends that he only has a few years left to live. Eren ponders who should inherit his Titan, and his friends begin offering themselves. Eren, however, insists that his Titan will not go to any of them as he wants them to live long lives. At the end of the Marley Mideast War in 854, Eren successfully infiltrates the Marleyan military's Eldian unit in Fort Slava, posing as a wounded soldier. He returns to Liberio as he watches Reiner and the warrior candidates from a distance and is sent to the hospital along with the other wounded and traumatized Eldian soldiers. After being knocked to the floor by a terrified soldier, he's helped up by Falco Grice, who points out that his armband is on the wrong arm. While staying in a mental hospital, Eren spots Falco again and invites the youth to sit with him. He admits to the boy that he's faking his psychological issues, claiming that he doesn't want to go home. Eren deduces that he's been training to inherit one of the 9 Titans. Falco laments that he won't score high enough to inherit a Titan, but Eren argues that Falco deserves to live a long life and not inherit the curse of Ymir. Falco reveals that he wants to inherit the Titan to spare his friend's life, prompting Eren to begin pondering his experiences in Marley. Noting the crippled and mentally broken soldiers around him in the hospital, Eren muses to Falco that the people who push themselves into hell see a different hell from the rest of them, and that anyone able to throw themselves into war must be able to see something beyond it, be it another hell or another hope. That keeps them motivated to move forward. Eren continues to receive visits from Falco, who begins delivering letters for him. During this time, Eren learns that Reiner's still alive and is Falco's superior. After Falco leaves, one of the hospital's doctors sits down next to Eren and introduces himself as Jaeger. The two talk about Falco, and Jaeger asks Eren to stop using Falco to run.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
Introduces himself as Jaeger. The two talk about Falco, and Jaeger asks Eren to stop using Falco to run errands so that there would be no risk of undoing the hard work that had returned peace to the Grice family. Eren asks Jaeger if he has any regrets about his family, causing the doctor to have a mental breakdown. Just before the start of the Tiber Festival, Eren leaves the hospital, runs into Falco, and asks the boy to bring Reiner to him. Eren waits on the basement of a building near the stage on which Willy Tiber is set to perform, and Falco brings Reiner to him. Upon Reiner's arrival, he asks Eren why he's in Marley, and Eren responds that he's there for the same reason as Reiner. He has no choice. Revealing that he's already slit his hand in preparation to transform if need be, Eren insists that Reiner sit with him to listen to the play. Eren regenerates his leg and apologizes to Falco for deceiving him, admitting that the letters Falco sent were not to his family, but to his allies stationed in Marley. Overhearing Willy claim that he's a threat to Marley's peace, Eren admits that he's indeed the bad guy, but argues that the warriors were also the bad guys when they invaded Wall Maria. Eren asks why Reiner and the others broke the wall, and Reiner says that it's so they could capture the Founder and save the world. Reiner asks if Eren's come to kill him, and Eren admits that he's seen that there are both good and evil people in Marley. He admits that he understands the turmoil Reiner went through, causing the latter to break down and asks that Eren kill him. Helping Reiner to his feet, Eren says that he now understands that they're the same and declares that he'll continue to move forward until he wipes out his enemies. Transforming into the Attack Titan, Eren breaks out of the building, killing many from the debris, and crushes Willy and devours him.
This was quite
He
brutal.
flings himself on top of the military high command on the crowd. As Eren rampages, the Warhammer Titan emerges, and he attacks it before it can fully transform. It appears he has the upper hand until a hardened pillar impales him. The Warhammer Titan finishes its formation and constructs a hammer to fight Eren. Eren breaks the pillar, trapping his Titan, only to find the ground covered in barbed spikes, preventing him from lifting his feet. Eren hardens his Titan's hands in an attempt to block the incoming cannon shots, as well as the Warhammer's next strike, but fails, and the Attack Titan's head is sheared away. Eren emerges from his Titan's nape and calls for Mikasa, who attacks the Warhammer at the same time the rest of the Scout Regiment attacks the Marleyan military. The Warhammer Titan survives Mikasa's attack and fires a pike of its hardened skin towards them. Mikasa grabs Eren and flees from the Attack Titan's body, barely evading the pike. As Mikasa fights the Warhammer Titan, Eren recalls that the Titan's body materializes from its feet rather than the nape, and deduces that its human body is located somewhere underground. Transforming back into the Attack Titan, he sees a hole in the street from where a long cable of flesh comes out, attached to the Warhammer Titan's foot. Eren reaches in and grabs the crystallized body of Lara Tiber, severing her connection and disabling the Warhammer Titan. As Eren is about to eat Lara Tiber's crystal, the Jaw Titan appears behind him and bites Eren's neck. With Levi's help, Eren smashes the Titan against the building and tries to take it off his back, but it manages to flee. Because of the distraction, Eren fails to notice that the Warhammer Titan has been generating a new Titan body, and he's impaled in a tree-like structure made of hardened skin. Trapped, Eren breaks his hand free and attempts to consume the Warhammer's user once more. When he bites the crystal, he breaks his Titan's jaw on the hardened surface. Eren exits his trapped Titan form and immediately transforms once again. The Jaw Titan runs across the plaza to assault Eren and resorts to using its claws to strike him. During the attack, Eren blocks a slash from the Titan using Lara's crystal. Noticing that the strike successfully produces cracks in the crystal, Eren devises a plan to get Lara by using the Jaw Titan. Mikasa cripples the Jaw Titan's legs in a surprise attack, allowing Eren to grab it and disable it before jamming the crystal into its mouth and using its jaws to break through like a freaking nutcracker. He successfully kills Lara, consuming the fluids from her body and giving himself the powers of the Warhammer Titan. He moves to finish off the Jaw Titan, but is stopped by the arrival of an incompleted Armored Titan. Eren punches Reiner,
Oh,
but
it was
Reiner manages to
incomplete.
rescue the
That's
Jaw
why it
Titan.
was like that.
Eren emerges from
Oh.
his Titan and states that he doesn't have enough energy left to finish off Reiner, leading Mikasa to ask that they go back home. As they grapple up to the airship, Eren promises Reiner that they'll meet again. Once on the airship, Eren is met by Levi, who kicks him and orders that he be restrained. Eren doesn't resist, but insists that nothing in his letter was wrong. Eren waits in a room with Zeke and Yelena aboard the airship when Jean arrives with Falco and Gabby, saying that Gabby shot Sasha. Hanji berates Eren for having forced the scouts to accommodate his plans and abusing their trust. Eren is unrepentant, saying that the destruction of the Marleyan military leadership has bought them time. When Connie comes in to announce that Sasha has died, Eren asks about her final words. Hearing that it was meat, Eren breaks into a laugh. After returning to Parody, Eren is taken to a cell underground in accordance with his arrest. As he cleans himself up, Eren mutters that Parody needs to continue fighting. War for Parody arc.
Oh, good lord.
Hanji arrives and notes that Eren was talking to himself before attempting to make small talk with him. Eren demands to know what Hanji has visited him for, and Hanji chastises Eren for inflaming the rest of the world against Parody with his attack. Eren reveals that he stole the power of the Warhammer Titan in Liberio and claims that he can free himself anytime. Grabbing Hanji through the bars of his cell, Eren demands to know what Hanji can do to him and asks if there's any other way for them to act. At roughly the same time Dallas Zachary is killed by a bomb in his office, Eren uses his Titan abilities to escape from his cell. After escaping, Eren meets up with the Jaegerists, a group consisting of Flock and the other recruits who sided with him during his incarceration. Eren declares that they need to locate Zeke. Eren hears the proposal put forth by Commander Pixis and refuses the offer. He instructs his followers not to negotiate with the military. He then learns from one of his followers that Hanji and his friends are gathered at a nearby restaurant. Arriving at the restaurant, he instructs Flock to restrain and move them while he speaks to Mikasa,
When
Armin,
he walked
and
up
Gabby.
like that,
Eren
oh,
speaks
good
to
lord,
them
that
in a
was
private
funny.
room, claiming to want to solve things peacefully. Armin asks if Zeke and Yelena have convinced him to join their side, but Eren brushes him off and claims that everything he's done has been his desire. Mikasa insists he's being controlled, but Eren ignores her. He reveals to Armin that he's aware of the latter's frequent trips to visit Annie and suggests he's being unknowingly influenced by the memories Bertold had of her. When Mikasa goes to defend Armin, Eren reveals that he's learned about her family's lineage from Zeke and claims that the only reason she stayed by his side is due to her instincts to protect her host. He explains that Ackermans, once awakened, often suffer unexpected headaches due to their true self fighting the urge to protect the recognized host, and claims the true Mikasa died the day he saved her from her kidnappers. Eren proclaims that he's always hated people like Mikasa, obedient slaves that do nothing but follow orders. Armin attacks Eren, but his point is proven when Mikasa instinctively grabs Armin and slams him into the table. Armin manages to punch him anyway, and Eren responds by beating Armin into submission.
The fact that he still had that straight face when Armin punched him was hella funny. Oh, whoa! Did I go too far back? I don't know what the heck I just did. Oh, whoa, boy. Whoa, boy. Why'd I go this far
Claims
back?
that the only reason she stayed by his side is due to her instincts to protect her host. He explains that Ackermans, once awakened, often suffer unexpected headaches due to their true self fighting the urge to protect the recognized host, and claims the true Mikasa died the day he saved her from her kidnappers. Eren proclaims that he's always hated people like Mikasa, obedient slaves that do nothing but follow orders. Armin attacks Eren, but his point is proven when Mikasa instinctively grabs Armin and slams him into the table. Armin manages to punch him anyway, and Eren responds by beating Armin into submission.
Beat your ass.
He orders that they and Gabby be taken away, but becomes briefly enraged when Armin calls him a slave. Eren visits Gabby in her holding cell and offers to help her save Falco in exchange for her issuing a call for help to Marley to root out any possible spies. Eren's caught by surprise when one of his soldiers aims a pistol at him after stabbing the other in the throat. He's unfazed by Peek's threat of shooting him, reminding her that her mission is to presumably take him alive. However, Peek claims that she wishes to join him. Not trusting her intentions, Eren pricks his finger and orders her to prove herself to him and the Jaegerists. When Peek offers to reveal where her fellow infiltrators are, Eren heals his finger and orders Peek and Gabby to be handcuffed together. On the roof, he prepares to injure himself again and orders Peek to reveal her fellow infiltrators. She points at Eren himself, and the Jaw Titan suddenly attacks Eren, taking both of his legs. Transforming, Eren spots a fleet of Marleyan airships approaching their location. Eren trades several blows with the Jaw Titan before it retreats.
Oh,
He's perplexed at Marley's
going to
decision to launch a counterattack so soon after the raid on Liberio. Despite Yelena pleading with him to flee underground, Eren decides to fight Marley on his own. Noticing Reiner transforming into the Armored Titan while parachuting from an airship, Eren deduces that he was responsible for Marley's quick response to the Liberio attack, and the two proceed to engage each other.
Freaking
Eren
idiot.
initially overpowers Reiner, using his superior fighting skills and hardening to break through Reiner's armor plating. Reiner manages to briefly stun Eren, and the Jaw Titan attempts to ambush him from behind, but Eren uses the Warhammer Titan's abilities to repel them. Eren is shot in the head with a round of Marley's anti-Titan artillery, leaving his motor skills severely impaired. He's able to generate more spikes to stop the Jaw Titan's attacks, but is shot in the head a second time. Stunned, Eren is unable to dodge Reiner's attack and is skewered by one of the spikes generated from the ground. Despite this, he manages to generate a third set of spikes to impale Reiner once more, and smacks the Jaw Titan out of the air when it tries to attack him from behind. Eren tries to hold off Reiner and manages to rip through the latter's jaw, but Reiner continues to incapacitate Eren until he was saved by a projectile thrown by Zeke from atop the wall. With Zeke's arrival, Eren begins trying to reach him in hopes of activating the powers of the Founding Titan while Zeke keeps Marley's warriors at bay. As he grows closer to Zeke's position, Eren is set upon by the Jaw Titan once again, but makes short work of him, repeatedly slamming down on the Titan's head and nape. However, this distracts him long enough for another anti-Titan artillery round to be fired into his head again, and for Reiner to catch up to him and begin grappling with him. The fighting is momentarily interrupted by the arrival of Colt and Falco, who reveals that Falco has accidentally ingested Zeke's spinal fluid. Zeke is undeterred and screams, ordering a transformed Falco to attack Reiner. Falco's pure Titan doesn't prove to be enough to force Reiner to let go of Eren, so Eren exits his Titan and begins running to Zeke on foot. However, before he can reach his brother, Eren is decapitated by a blast from an anti-Titan artillery rifle. As his head lands in his brother's hand, Eren suddenly finds himself standing before a pillar of light in an unknown land. He's greeted by a chained Zeke, who informs Eren that they're standing in the coordinate, or paths, whichever translation. Zeke explains that he was able to bring the two of them into the unknown land by touching Eren's head in the moments before he could die. They've finally unlocked the Founding Titan's power. Eren notices a young girl approaching them, and Zeke informs him that that girl is Amir Fritz. Zeke encourages him to take control of Amir and activate their plan to euthanize all Eldians, but Eren inquires as to why he's sitting there in chains. Zeke explains that the chains are Karl Fritz's vow, keeping anyone with royal blood from acting freely, and again asks Eren to begin their plan. However, Eren reveals that he has no intention of following Zeke's plan and was only using him to obtain the Founder's power. Eren approaches Amir and requests he be given control of her power, only to be ignored. To Eren's horror, Zeke reveals that during his time waiting for Eren to arrive in the unknown land, he discovered a way to erase Karl Fritz's vow, and that Amir will only obey people with royal blood. Zeke chains Eren in place, explaining that he's been brainwashed by Grisha. Despite Eren's protests, Zeke promises to free him and begins showing him memories of Grisha's life. Zeke systematically takes Eren through different moments in Grisha's life on parody, detailing how Grisha covertly used his occupation as a doctor to gain information on the royal family in spite of the risk posed to his new family. Eren is largely unfazed by the memories, only surprised to learn that Grisha located the race chapel years before he actually attacked the family, and that he still thought of Zeke years after arriving to parody. While Zeke's reeling at the revelation that their father still cared for him, Eren moves along to the next memory. As Eren and Zeke continue through Grisha's memories, Zeke asks why Eren betrayed him if he wasn't brainwashed by Grisha. Eren responds that he always believed in stealing the freedom of anyone who opposes his own. Eren and Zeke then go to the memory of Grisha writing about how humanity has not perished beyond the walls, and are both caught off guard when Grisha is able to see Zeke for a brief moment. Eren and Zeke travel to Grisha's memory of the day he stole the Founding Titan from the Race family. As he observes the exchange between his father and Frida Race, Eren becomes increasingly agitated by Frida's claims that the Eldians must take on the world's wrath for the sins of their ancestors. Despite Grisha's declaration that he'll steal the Founding Titan from the Race family, Eren's disappointed and enraged to see that his father can't bring himself to carry out his mission. To spur his father forward, Eren reminds Grisha of his fellow restorationists and Fae, ordering him to finish what he started. Zeke returns the two brothers to the present, despite Eren's objections that they have yet to see Grisha's final memories. Eren reveals that 4 years prior, he had been given a glimpse of his own memories of the future while peering into Grisha's memories, and Zeke, horrified, orders Amir to sterilize the subjects of Amir. Desperate to stop Zeke's plan, Eren is able to escape his chains by severing his thumbs against the shackles and races to stop Ymir. He embraces her and begs that she give him her power so that he can end the world, promising that he won't force her to help him. He recognizes that she's neither a slave nor a deity, she's only a human being, and she has the right to choose if she wants to remain in the paths forever or help him end it all. As Zeke desperately tries to stop him, Eren asks Ymir if she's the one who led him into the paths, musing that she has been waiting 2,000 years for him to arrive. In Shiganshina, Eren's body transforms into the Founding Titan as Shiganshina's walls begin to crumble. He then uses the Founder's power to telepathically communicate with all the subjects of Ymir. He reveals that the hardening of the walls has come undone and declares that the Wall Titans will destroy all life outside the island. Eren and his Titans arrive at Marley's coast to find it guarded by the global allied fleet. However, the fleet proves to be ineffective against Eren's colossal Titans and is immediately wiped out. The land artillery on Marley is also unsuccessful in stopping the advancing Titans, causing the soldiers to retreat to higher ground. As his Titans begin the destruction of Marley, Eren remembers the death of his mother and reiterates his desire to destroy every last one of his enemies in the world. While he's advancing, Eren summons each of his friends to speak with him in paths individually. He reveals to each of them his true intentions, to become a threat to the entire world so that they can kill him and earn the favor of the nations outside of Parity. He also reveals that his death will permanently destroy the power of the Titans, causing Eldians trapped as pure Titans, including Connie's mother, to return to their human forms. When Eren speaks with Mikasa, he shows her a vision of a possible future in which they decided to run away together while in Marley and live out the rest of their lives together in peace and isolation. After spending some time together in the vision, Eren asks Mikasa to forget him after his death. When Eren speaks with Armin, he tries to apologize for the way he treated him at Niccolo's restaurant, but Armin says that he should be more worried about apologizing to Mikasa. Armin worries that the world would try to retaliate for what Eren did, but Eren reveals that he succeeded in wiping out 80% of the world's population before he was stopped. The nations won't be able to launch any meaningful counterattacks for the foreseeable future. Armin tries to insist that there's a better way, but Eren ignores his protests and asks Armin to follow him. Eren takes Armin to a volcano to show him the liquid fire that he read about as a child, lava. Eren reveals to Armin that he's come to understand that the reason Ymir Fritz remained servile to the royal family even centuries after her original master's death is because she genuinely loved Karl Fritz, despite the abuses she suffered by him. Although he doesn't understand the woman fully, he knows that it was Mikasa who managed to free her from her servitude. Eren claims to not know why Mikasa is important to Ymir, only that every action he's taken since he received his future memories has been done in the service of Mikasa freeing Ymir. As he reflects on everything he's done, Eren confesses to Armin that he can no longer think clearly, as the combination of past and future memories in his head have rendered him unable to distinguish what is past, present, and future. His warped perspective of time has caused him to take actions to ensure history should play out the way he remembers it, even using his powers to go back in time and influence Dinah Fritz's Titan to eat his mother. Armin takes Eren to see the ocean and asks him if he believes Mikasa can move on from him. Eren claims he doesn't know, and Armin punches him, enraged at the way he's been treating Mikasa. Armin begins ridiculing Eren, joking that Mikasa will forget about him quickly, and Eren finally breaks down and admits that he doesn't want Mikasa to love anyone but him. After composing himself, Eren
Mikasa would definitely forget about
want
you.
To die.
Let's talk about one of the most emotionally charged subjects there is. Abortion.
What are you talking
Armin
about?
tries to convince him that he can keep living, but Eren reminds him that the world will never forget what he's done. As a ruined landscape of trampled corpses appear before them, Eren confesses that he would have continued the rumbling even if his friends hadn't tried to stop him. Armin demands to know why, but Eren claims he doesn't know. Eren tells Armin that he'll be temporarily erasing his memories until his death, and Armin gives him a seashell, thanking him for everything he's done for Parity's sake. The two embrace, and Eren tells Armin that he's confident Armin will be able to save humanity after his death. As he approaches Fort Salta, Eren summons Mikasa, Armin, Jean, Connie, Levi, Reiner, and Peak into the paths to speak to them. His former comrades beg him to stop the rumbling, but Eren tells them that he has no intention of stopping. He explains that he'll take all of the world's freedoms so that he can achieve his own, but he promises not to deny the Alliance's freedom to thwart his plan. However, Eren reinforces his intent to destroy the world, refusing to negotiate any terms and stating that the only thing to stop his advance would be his death. Marleyan ships are launched from Fort Salta in an attempt to stop Eren's advance and begin dropping bombs on his Titan. In response, Eren dispatches the Beast Titan to shoot them down. Eren and the Beast make quick work of the airships, but his comrades arrive and manage to evade the Beast Titan's projectiles long enough to reach him and engage him directly. As his friends attempt to reach his nape to destroy it, Eren and Ymir begin generating more Titans on his back to defend him. Despite this, the soldiers eventually manage to reach Eren's nape and blow it up, severing his Titan's head from its body. Armin then transforms atop his Titan in an attempt to kill him. This proves to be ineffective, and Eren's head transforms again into a colossal form to watch its march. He's met by Armin, who chooses to engage him in a hand-to-hand fight with the colossal Titan form. Eren once again proves to be the better fighter between the two, but Armin manages to immobilize him long enough for Mikasa to enter his Titan's mouth and kill Eren by severing his head from the spine before kissing him goodbye. Following his death, Mikasa and Armin decide to bury Eren's head at the foot of the tree he liked to nap under outside of Shiganshina district, and a small grave is made there for Eren, which Mikasa continues to visit years later. Did you enjoy our video? Be sure to check out these other great videos from the Amagi, and make sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos. Regardless of what you think of the ending, I think we can all appreciate how great this series was. So, with that said, Adrian out. Thank you for watching.
Okay, so, as for this whole series, it was really trippy and all that thing and everything. But, he actually explained it really much to, at that one time where it says Eren was pretending to fall to the ground and be dismobilized while Armin was pretending to be shocked. That I didn't know. I didn't know it was pretending. I thought that was something on accident, but no, he was just pretending. I was like, what? Now, for like a lot of things, it was quite good. I don't really have nothing else to say. Oh yeah, Eren's founding Titan is so freaking disturbing, I should say it. Or at least it's confusing. Like, why do you got your whole body like that, and why you got like this tiny, like such tiny legs compared to your entire body? Like, I know all these spine things or whatever you call it that's dragging it across the floor, but dude, seriously, you need to get bigger legs. But he can't change that. So, what should I say? That the founding Titan was only occurred because Ymir Fritz had came into this giant treehouse thing. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. She didn't think there was nothing in it, but she decided to go in it expecting nothing. While she did, she dropped and fell into like a pit of water, and like this whole thing that I don't even know what you call it, but it's called life, and I think I believe that's what it's called. And so it attached to her spine, and so now she transformed out of that treehouse, and the treehouse got demolished. I don't even know what happened to it, but all I know is that it went away, and she became the founding Titan. She inherited all 9 Titans, and when she died, like all the 9 Titans had separated, and so now everything is just how it is. Oh, and if you inherit a Titan, you're only able to live 13 years, since that's the time Ymir died as the founding Titan. It was a really good thing about it. Also, it became very confusing, this whole series, and mind-blowing things in this series, and unexpected characters and all that junk. especially Peak. I fully don't understand Peak. It really reminds me of Eren when he just has that like straight face that starts to remind me of Levi. Did he get it off of him? But yeah, I think that's it for my least thing I'm telling y'all. So I need to get off before I sound more stupid. So if you guys like this video, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Also hit that notification button. Also smash that like button. And as always, Lightning Blue Fury is outie. Bye guys.